The
After Effect.
Alyssa Campos,
Michelle Cardenas,
Olivia de la Fuente,
and Gianfranco Pellegrini.
Governmental changes. As a result of World War I, socialistic ideas experienced spread not only in Germany and Austrian Empire, but also made advances in Britain and France. However, the most popular type of government to gain influence after World War I was the Republic. Before the war, Europe contained 19 monarchies and 3 republics. Only a few years after, had 13 monarchies, 14 republics, and 2 regencies. Revolution was in the air and people began to express their desires for a better way of life.
Effects of Harsh Peace. A second political effect of World War I centers on the treatment of Germany in the Treaty of Versailles of 1919. The Germans were forced to sign a treaty accepting responsibility for causing the war, as well as out large sums of money in order to pay for war costs. In addition, the size of German state was reduced, while that of Italy and France was enlarged. The Weimar government set up in Germany in 1918 was liked by most of the citizens and maintained little power in controlling the German state. Many German soldiers refused to give up fighting, even though Germany's military was ordered to be reduced. Given such orders, numerous German ex-soldiers joined the Free Corps and established of mercenaries available for street fighting. The open hostility and feeling of revenge exhibited by Germany foreshadowed the start of World War II.
Economic changes. Technology experienced a great boost after the war, as the production of automobiles, airplanes, radios, and even certain chemicals skyrocketed. The advantages of mass production and the use of machinery to perform human labor tasks proved to stimulate the economy. The United States, in particular. However, much of Europe suffered devastating losses of physical, property, and landscape, as well as finances. By 1914, Europe had won the respect of the world as a reliable money lender. Yet just 4 years later was greatly in debt to her allies for their generous financial contributions towards the war effort, owing them as much as $10 billion. In an effort to pay back their allies, the government of European countries began to print more and more money. Members of the middle class who had been living comfortably on investments began to experience a rocky financial period. Germany was hit the hardest in terms of struggling with the war debts. In a period of no more than 3 months in 1923, the German mark jumped from 4.6 million marks to the dollar to 4.2 million marks to the dollar.
Disillusionment. Psychologically, World War I had effects similar to those of a revolution. A growing sense of distrust of political leaders and government officials pervaded the minds of people who had witnessed the horror and destruction that the war brought about. Many citizens were angered that peacemakers had not yet expressed their ideals enough, and people began to wonder why the war was fought at all. A feeling of disillusionment spread across the world as people bitterly decided that their government in no way knew how to serve the best interests of the people. The loss of loved ones on the battlefield was especially disturbing, for in some parts of Western Europe, 1 of 4 young men had lost his life in a battlefield. Altogether, the war killed 10 to 13 million people, with nearly a third of them civilians. The future certainly did not look bright for the families of those killed in war, and a grim acceptance of reality replaced the optimistic dreams of those in decades past.
Italy. Even though Italy was allied to both Germany and Austria-Hungary, Italy was able to avoid entering the fray. Italy was committed to defend Germany and Austria-Hungary only in the event of a defensive war. Italy argued that the war was offensive, so they declared a policy of neutrality. Italy then decided to side against Germany and Austria-Hungary and help their allies in May 1915.
Germany. Germany allied to Austria-Hungary with a treaty to keep the ally. On August 1st, Russia wanted war against Austria-Hungary, so Germany declared war against Russia to protect Austria-Hungary.
Russia. Russia was allies with Siberia, and when Austria-Hungary declared war on Siberia, Russia took their army and stood in Siberia's defense.
France. France was allied with Russia. Now, since Russia was at war with Germany and Austria-Hungary was protecting Germany, France found themselves at war with Germany and Austria-Hungary too.
Japan. Japan had a military agreement with Britain. Honoring that agreement, Japan declared war on Germany on August 23, 1914, 2 days after Austria-Hungary declared war on Japan.
Great Britain. Great Britain was allies with France, therefore on August 4th, Great Britain declared war on Germany. When Germany declared war on Belgium, Great Britain had a better friendship with Belgium. Therefore, Great Britain turned on Germany and fought with Belgium. Therefore, Great Britain was also at war with Austria-Hungary.
Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary was allies with Germany. The only war they were in was with Siberia, but to stay true to Germany, they had to help with whatever other war Germany was in.
God bless the USA. But I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died.
Government changes. The 1918 election reduced the Democrats to the minority in Congress. After the war, as wartime agencies removed regulations, the United States experienced rapid inflation, labor strikes, and economic recession.
Economic changes. Prior to 1940, Britain, France, and Germany were the industrial and financial centers of the world. Following World War I, those countries lost their position and the United States filled their place. America dominated the world market of food, minerals, and industry.